top, they ain't none of y'all stopping me. Used to say I never get a ring, Charles Barkley. Now I got a wife, got kids, own property. Bubble-eyed beans that look like that be watching me. Okay, I lied about the beans, but that was hard though. I'm still in that black act, but she starred though. Cause that's all it takes. I'm flashing for. I'm on my grind, not no more fashion show.
What questions y'all got for me?
Right now, trying to get in a position where we're trying to land commercial so we can eventually get out of our jobs, our 9-to-5 jobs ourselves and everything. And then, eventually learn how to scale from there and stuff like that, though. So my first question would be so much is how to lock down, the right pricing as far as like locking down, commercial building.
Gotcha. So for me, I guess the first thing we'll start with is when the person, that was one building that told you were too high. Mm-hmm. Do you know what the other reasons were for the other people? Did everybody else say that, or you just kind of assuming that must have been it for those two?
So currently, I was out. So while out without your lease, I was able to land down 2 apartment joints. So currently they're I gave them proposal. One said they're too high. Another was able to say one said they were too high, and the other, she didn't say nothing back, but we're basically I'm supposed to follow up with her after the holidays and stuff like that. So I'm trying to land these 2 ones, but I'm gonna go over it. I can definitely go over how the price range with you, how I did that. But they definitely need, they're definitely willing to, change up cleaning buildings. But I feel like I kind of, went too high on the price wise and stuff like that though. Gotcha. So I want to go back when I follow up. I want to try to, establish that or, connect them dots.
Gotcha. So here's what I'm gonna say, do, bro. All right, should be able to see my screen now. All right, so go to Indeed instead. Let's go to jobs, Washington, DC, and then let's go to janitorial. All right, let's see. What I'm looking for is I'm gonna see how much on average a janitorial job is paying in your area. All right, so I see 21 an hour for a part-time cleaner safeguard maintenance corporation, 20 hours a week, Monday through Friday. Okay, so we got 21 there. We got about 20 here. We got 20 there.
Yeah, the minimum city is 17.
Bam, there we go. So we're gonna base it off of 20. So here's how I come up with what I would price for a job. Are you looking to start your own cleaning company? Or maybe you started your cleaning company, but you just need a support group, some mentorship, some guidance. Hell, a bidding calculator just to help you know if you're pricing the job correctly. Join us at cleanbiznetwork.app. That's www.cleanbiznetwork.app today and get on the right track with your cleaning company. We have everything you could possibly need to get you going in the right direction and see why we've been the leading cleaning business consulting company for the past 5 years and why they call me, AJ Simmons, the cleaning business GOAT. So I can help you just like I've helped and my company has helped thousands of other people start and grow their cleaning companies. Go to the #1 source today, www.cleanbiznetwork.app. Thank you. I go to just add $12 to whatever what you want to pay somebody else to do it. So let's just say you're going to pay somebody else $20 an hour. Add $12 to that, I'm gonna bid $32 an hour on that job. Just so everybody can kind of see what I'm talking about. And this part right here, where it's asking you the hourly rate, instead of putting that 28, we're just gonna override it with 32. So what did you go? Did you use the bidding calculator when you did it?
So I did with your bid thing. When I went to the apartment, I tried to go off of a different price range. I tried to go off of what is it, $50 an hour for one person for an 8-hour shift. It was for 2 people, but
okay.
Yeah, but
so what I would say is for that, in that case, yeah, you probably did it wrong. So if it's for apartment move outs, I would have been like, cool, do it that way. But one thing I just saw that you did there too is you showed them the breakdown. So in commercial, I would never show them the breakdown of how you came up with the price. Just give them what your number is every single month. You will charge them and leave it at that. What do you call it for the common area? Like you just said, that's what they want. Then use the commercial calculator here. Now, if you didn't get the measurements of the square footage, the other way you can do is skip that square footage part and come straight to right here and just estimate the man hours you think it'll take to clean. So if you said you can put 2 people in there and you think it's gonna take 3 hours for 2 people to do it, that means 6. So you put the 6 hours there, you got the 32 here, you're paying people $20 an hour, so I'm gonna put that there. But I gotta put 32 back. All right there. And then just however many days you're gonna do it per per week, and that'll be your price.
Now it's just us two, so no employees. So we're gonna try to, Lord willing, we can find something that we can get overnight. But if not,
Right.
we would try to get something that, all right, is guaranteed that we're gonna start, all right, probably with the first of the month or the first of the next month, and it'll be an 8-hour shift for 2 people, and that we can make enough, for a full-time building. And then, like, my next question would be, how do we scale that?
And honestly, that's something that we all think in the beginning that we have to have. We think we got to have, 8 hours to get somebody to work. When in reality, I mean, if you get a building and it's only 2 hours a night, and it might be 2 hours once a week, and you feel like you can't staff somebody for that, you can. I think what it is we just got to come to terms with accepting that we ain't gonna be getting no money. Like, we ain't gonna be balling off of one contract, right, and we might not be balling off of 5 contracts. You know what I mean? Like, you got to accept that. All right, if I get one contract, and just for easy math, let's say paying you $500 a month, and y'all going there once a week. Out of that $500 a month, you paying somebody else, $250, $300 a month to do it. You walking away with the passive $200 a month. That's it. Now you got to do, the problem is you got to go get 20 more of those, though. You know what I mean? I think that's the part that we got to come to terms with. It's like, it's going to take a lot of builders or a lot more if you want to do it that way. Now, if you go clean it yourself, obviously you can get out the job faster because you can't keep that whole 500. Now you need to go get 10 more of those or 20 more of those as well. But the thing is, I think since you got a job, if you want to only target like bigger contracts to help you get the bigger check, then you can do that. But if you're in a situation where you just like, really, I just want almost whatever I can get, like, you might not want restaurants, but you pretty much want any type of building for the most part that you can get, then go for that too. But just remember that, all right, if you close a deal for $500 a month, it ain't but so much you can pay. But don't feel like you can't find somebody else to go do it. Somebody will go do it. You know what I mean? For sure. There's definitely people out there that do it part-time, and then just go get them some more and be like, hey, I got this one building for you today. It ain't gonna be a lot, but I get this is what it pays. And then as we grow, I'll have more for you. So you can group some buildings together. They might not be able to get 8 hours out of that one building. You might have to get 4 more for them in order for it to add up. So that's just my feedback on that part. All right. So first thing first was so we know in your area you're paying about $20 an hour to cleaners. So all I'm gonna do is add $12 an hour on top of that to figure out what we're gonna charge the customer. So we know it's $32 an hour. So bam. So now all I did was, first, when you come into the building calculator, it's gonna ask you how many square feet is it. Now, if you took the square foot measurements, you can plug it in here. If you didn't take the square foot measurements and you didn't count the toilets, urinals, mirrors, and sink, skip to this section right here where it asks how long do you think this service will take to clean. So let's just say you said you're gonna put 2 people in there and it's gonna take them 3 hours to do it. We know since the 2 people, that's actually 6 man hours. So I put 6 hours in there. Then you come here. This is how much you're paying your people, $20 an hour. Now, when you put this in here, right, you're paying people $20 an hour. The calculator going to tell you charge $44 to the customer. That's a default setting that's trying to get you an ideal profit margin of, where is it? Trying to get you an ideal profit margin of 50%. However, if you want to be competitive and you don't want them to say, are you charging too high? My minimum number is always $12 above whatever you're paying somebody else to do it. So in that case, we're going to change it and override it to $32 an hour. So now we do $32 an hour. We got the frequency. So if it's 1 day a week, or it's 2 days a week, or 3 days a week, et cetera, you put that right there. And then this is what you're going to charge the people every single month to bid it. Now, this is the only thing that will go on the proposal. So you take this number, you go back, and then you open up the proposal generator, which you already showed that you know how to use that, because I saw you just used it, and put this number in that proposal. But you ain't got to put all the extra stuff about how you came up with the number and none of that, though.
In a sense, though, that we don't have employees yet, though, if we would try to get something, how would have the math work? What would be the math as far as, like, because I know it says enter it for the workers. Do we just put it leave it at 0?
Nope. So if you don't have employees, you still do the exact same thing. And the reason is because you avoid making the mistake that I made in the beginning. So what I did in the beginning was, since I ain't have employees, instead of charging them 32, I just charged them 20, because I was like, hell, I'll take the 20. I'm just glad I'm working for myself. You don't want to do that, because that's what happens as you start to grow and you get better at business and you realize, damn, I'm tired of cleaning 20 goddamn buildings every weekend. You know what I mean? Or 20 whatever buildings a day, because I can't scale this way. I need to hire people. Well, the problem is now you can't hire nobody because you bid the thing at $20 an hour, and ain't nobody come to work for you for 15 or 12 or whatever dollars an hour, especially not in your area, because that's less than minimum wage. So you always bid it as if you do got employees, even if you're going to clean it or not, because that way once you get to the point of hiring somebody else, the price is the margin is already there that allow you to afford to pay somebody else to do it.
Got you. All right. So, and as far as like advice on, just so I got in like the free time to like go out during the day, and I say like around what 10? What would you say? I've been trying like 10. Like the first apartment ones I got, like it was around 10, around 12 o'clock though. That's when they was home. I did like a door to door too, and like a couple cold calls, and I was able to land like two through them 2 routes.
Right.
What other advice would you have on that?
Yeah, I think anytime. Like you just got to get lucky. The more you do it, the luckier you get. But I think I like 10 because it ain't too early with motherfuckers just walking in, they aggravated or don't feel like talking to nobody. But then it's also before lunch, so they still in there. So I like 10, between 10 and 12. And then I also like after lunch, so probably around like 10 to 4, somewhere around there. But I heard other people say get them first thing in the morning because a lot of times the decision makers beat their assistants in, and that could be true as well. So honestly, I say anytime is fine. The most important thing is just making sure that you do your numbers. Like if you know you want to hit at least 10 a day, then make sure you hit those 10 a day, and then out of that 50 a week, you gotta get at least one. You know what I mean? And that ain't saying win one contract. That's saying win one walkthrough. Then out of that one walkthrough every week, you get 4 walkthroughs a month. Out of the 4 walkthroughs, try to close on one. You know what I mean? But I think it's like you got to just make sure you're doing your actual numbers though. Like if you know you slacking and you ain't actually hitting 10 doors a day, it ain't gonna work for you. You know what I mean? But you got to make sure you're actually going to and committing and doing those numbers that you're trying to hit.
Okay, I got one question. So we're both of us having a 9-to-5 jobs, and my man right here, he doing outreach, so he's more capable of going out, doing the door to door. I'm thinking, because I heard you say you either gonna invest your time or money.
Yep.
I'm thinking my man can invest his time, and I'm gonna go ahead and invest the money in buying some leads. So I just wanted your thoughts on that. You think that's a smart idea to do?
I think that's absolutely a genius idea to do because I mean, if you can do both, definitely do both. The problem is this though. Y'all said y'all had 10 leads before and y'all didn't close on one. So I want to go back to this. We know one of them was because of price, and then you said it was some that we messed up on and y'all we had to replace it for y'all. So those were replaced. So y'all still got y'all 10 leads. So I want to know like what happened with the 10. First of all, how many of those was apartments out of those 10, out of the leads?
They was all like all apartments. 2 of them wasn't restaurants. Like 2 or 3 wasn't restaurants. The ones that got replaced was restaurants, and they ended up turning into apartment complex.
Okay. Do you want to build your business around apartments? Or you really don't care?
It was like small office buildings. Apartments would be cool, but we wanted.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say avoid, but the restaurants we wanted to.
So the mindset is for us so the mindset is for us to get out of our job. So when it comes down to contract, getting that approval, trying to like just close. That's the whole thing. Moving forward though, the business cards and stuff like that though. So now it's like I'm about to be passing it out and stuff like that. So it's like now it's like, all right, now if we get a walkthrough, I want to be so more professional on locking down the approved, like getting the proposal approved, and making sure we get the numbers correct.
Yeah, so now you know what it right. So now you know exactly where to go as far as the numbers go. And at least from us goes, I would tell them. Y'all said y'all open to apartments. I was about to say tell them don't do apartments anymore because I'm gonna tell you now, with my lead generation service, if you say apartment, if you say yes, you'll take apartments, they'll try to give you all apartments because that's the easiest one for us to get. The problem why I don't like apartments is because you're not always lucky to get the ones that want you to get the quote for their common areas too. Most of the time, it's just gonna be for the apartment turnovers only. And with those apartment turnovers, it's not consistent. Like they'll stick with you for a couple turnovers, and then they're gonna try to find the next company. They're gonna try to find the next company. Like I like guaranteed locked-in contracts with offices. That's what I like. And then restaurants is cool too, but they just dirty. But if y'all ain't scared of the dirty stuff, then go for it. And I mean, I just like the dirtiness of it. I prefer the nice, clean, carpeted offices. But if y'all get leads from us, I would just say, I mean, shit, sound like you did the thing right. Even the ones you said, the ones that won't right, you got to replace. So I would say, yeah, do that.
And now, like, you showing us the numbers, like 100%. Like, I know I had it, like, I was going off for like $50 to $60, going in the apartment building. So that most likely kind of like threw it off. And even like another one, so another one that came from you guys, the Plaza, it was called the Plaza Condominium. We actually was able to send a proposal and everything. They was actually literally bidding for, they actually went for a bid, for the whole company. They did something like that on a, for a new cleaning or on the current one. I submitted a proposal, but we didn't. I guess they still stuck. They still stuck with that one though. But I bid that one for like over like just she told me the budget was like 10,000, and I gave her like around the budget around 10,000. Okay. Try to go over
Perfect. That. So good, you did, and you asked that, and it's a big one too. Hopefully, you get that one. So here's the thing: how long ago did you send that?
So that one already went through. They didn't go. They didn't stick with that one though. But they stick on. So I'm thinking.
I'm gonna say follow up on that, Jane. But that's the thing. For all my other advice would be just to follow up. So every proposal you send, follow up. Don't wait for them to get back with you. Call them back, and then before you get off the phone, when you talk to them, ask them. About do you know about when would be a good time for me to follow back up with you if they don't got an answer for you that day. And then a lot of times if they smart, they'll say, oh, I'll let you know, I'll get back with you. But if they don't, they'll typically give you a date like check back with me Thursday or check back, you know what I mean? So try to get a time when they let them tell you you should call them back, but definitely follow up. And then the other thing, so far as getting leads from us, do it. It sounds like y'all got it down pat pretty much. You just need the pricing, so we got that.
Like, what type of businesses like would you target though? Like, because I know you said with the apartments, you didn't want to put all your eggs in one basket and think that we were going to be balling off of 1 or 2 contracts.
Me personally, especially for what y'all trying to do, you're trying to get a job as soon as possible. I would try to target bigger contracts that's going to not likely need 5 days a week. Now, those type of contracts you're typically going to find in like a business industrial complex, right? So y'all know how like they be having like it'll be like a business park. Like, so if you go in the area and it's nothing but like big office buildings back to back, try to target areas like that and just go one by one, door to door. So Bob, your name is Bobby, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, baby. So Bobby if he gonna be the one that's actually doing it, the footwork part of it, then it's every day pick like a business commerce section. The sizable buildings, not no little small suites, but like bigger buildings that stand alone, and just go to each one by one. Matter of fact, I don't know if y'all saw that one I went door to door on. Is a video I got on YouTube, but it's like basically you'll be just doing that. And if you notice on that video, I'm going to businesses that actually stand alone. It ain't no office suite like I'm in right now. It's actual full buildings. You know what I mean? So go to those one by one and just pick 10 every single day. So and try to target those because those are the ones that typically gonna need it 5 days a week. So that's what I would try to focus on for that. And then just set a goal. Like I said, pick 10, or if you can do 20, do 20. But basically, the more buildings that you can visit or even call, some days you might not feel like going. Well, hell, just make a list of them and call them. But the more buildings that you hit up, the better your chances of getting walkthroughs. And the more walkthroughs you get, the closer you will get to closing the deal.
Oh, you said buildings not cleaning 5 days a week or getting buildings cleaning 5 days a week?
That are cleaning 5 days a week because that'll be the bigger check.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts, or have you ever experienced like government contracts and stuff like that? Because we in the city though, so it's a lot of opportunities out here for us for sure.
So I haven't never had a government contract, but if you want to get like city contracts or even state contracts or even federal contracts, all you got to do is look up for the city, look up your city name and then procurement. So if you look up their website, so Washington, that's right, you're in DC. So if you look up Washington, D.C. procurement and look that up in the area, and you typically can find somewhere online where you can sign up for it and bid on these different opportunities.
Okay. I definitely already, like, we in the process of setting that up right now, too. I was just seeing if you had any experience or as far as, like, thinking that was, do you think that's like a headache or do you think them?
Only thing that was a headache for me was how long the process is to apply. That's why I never did it. But I say if you got the patience to do it, I mean, don't let that scare you away. I was lazy on my end, and so I didn't get it. But there's a lot of people. There's some people in CBN. If you get in the group and make a post and remind me to tag you, I can tag those people that I know for a fact that's doing government contracts, and they might be able to help you with it.
Got you.
Okay. So the number one thing we need to focus on now is targeting these big office buildings, going door to door, handing out our business cards, and also buying the leads, also and getting more leads.
Exactly. And I will say too, like if you're gonna go door to door, just make sure like your logo shirt or either dress up. But it gotta either be your logo shirt and khakis or either you actually dressed up. You know what I mean? Because that make a difference.
Right.
Do y'all got y'all set your website and all that up yet?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, yes. To make sure that you got the online presence right there too, so that way they look you up. But yeah, it sounds like you pretty much got it. Y'all just need more numbers. The more numbers y'all hit, y'all gonna get one for sure.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be out there in February. With February.
Vegas partying with you, man.
Definitely. We'll be celebrating that success. You know what I mean?
Definitely, man.
So what advice as far as like when we get to the point where employees would you give us? So when we do land a contract, and because my mindset is once we land a contract, and let's say we did land a contract that we did want that paid us a round amount that we can already quit, we'll probably work that 2 to 3 months ourselves, save some money up, what would be like, well, you showed us the math as far as like charging them $20 and everything. Whatever advice as far as like, should we hire, what is it? Not
W-2 or 1099?
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, so me personally, I always like the 1099 contracts because typically, like, those are entrepreneurs. And like typically, if you're dealing with other entrepreneurs, they're gonna be more responsible, they're gonna care more about the work, they take pride in it versus a W-2 employee. They're just showing up for this check, they're gonna do the bare minimum and clock out. Typically, not all of them, but typically that's how it goes. So that's why I like the 1099 subcontractors, but just make sure you check with your government in DC and see like what are the requirements and stipulations for 1099 contractors. So for example, I know in Virginia where I'm from, because I talk to my brother all the time, he's still running the cleaning business that I had there, and they're required to have like their own insurance, their own business license, their own, a lot of different things, workman's comp. And it's like, whereas other states, in Virginia at first, when I was running the business, they changed the law. They didn't have to have all of that stuff at first. So just make sure you understand what them 1099 contractors are supposed to have and make sure that your people got it so you won't get penalized for it.
As far as like the taxes, how much would you say as far as like after we charge, I know, it's going as far as the, calculator, but would you say like 20% should be like the take home as far as like what we take out as far as for taxes, employees, supplies, would that all be in the 20% at the whole amount?
You're asking me how much you should put aside for taxes is what you're asking me.
Like back for the business, taxes, how much money should we set aside for ourselves? And
yeah, so for supplies, 2% of whatever the contract pays you. So that's the answer for supplies.
2%.
Yeah. Now for taxes, a lot of people ain't like my answer, but this is me. Okay, so this is my advice. I'm not a CPA, by the way.
No, be safe.
My advice is, right? But my advice is don't put nothing aside for taxes, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because you're only taxed on what you make after expenses anyway when you're in business. And so when you this early on, you ain't gonna profit but so much anyway. And y'all got a partnership, I assume. I'm not sure. So that's even more that y'all get to save. Is now is even separated. Because right now, y'all probably, I'm gonna guess y'all ain't got to tell our business up here because we're on YouTube. But let's just assume that y'all are LLC, but is a pass-through. Y'all not like a S corp yet. So that means that y'all basically going to be taxed as partners, as a partnership. And so when you tax as a partnership, what that basically means is anything that the business makes minus all of its expenses. So let's just say the company made $100,000. After y'all paid subcontractors, paid supplies, gas, advertisement, all of that, out of that 100,000, y'all was left with 50,000. Out of that 50,000, each member got 25,000. You're only going to be taxed on the 25,000. And let's just say you got kids. Okay, now you 5,000 out of that. Now you only tax on the 20,000. Now let's just say you got some other write-off, right? And now you only tax. So my point is, you're probably not gonna owe no tax anyway. If anything, you gonna get a refund until you start getting like above $250,000 or approaching that $500,000. Don't even worry about it. That's just my advice. Now, if somebody else thinks something different, that's up to them. But long as I've been doing it, you ain't gotta worry about no. This is income taxes. Now, when it comes to payroll taxes, you only have to worry about that if you hire employees. That's why I say stay away from employees too, because you ain't got to worry about no payroll tax. Now, payroll taxes are supposed to be paid, I believe, quarterly. So that's when you got to worry about that. But if you ain't got no employees, then you ain't got to worry about that either. That's if you go that 1099 route. So only thing you got to worry about is 2% for supplies. That's it. And then taxes, don't worry about it. End of the year, when you take out all of those deductions that businesses get that people don't get, you'll be fine. That's my honest opinion. And once you start making more money, then you worry about that. You submit a proposal. I mean that if you put a video sales letter in there, it can just help you that much more to help try to close that deal.
do you think it's a good idea to go with like pre-proposals or things like that, like, or just go with flyers and just like the business cards?
Oh, definitely don't go with a pre-proposal. Absolutely not. Because how would you even know what the price? Well, actually, let me be clear. Apartment move outs only. You can go with your price because typically they're gonna tell you what their price is anyway. A lot of times, most of these apartments, they already know what they pay for their apartment move outs, and either you accept it or you don't. But everything else, no, absolutely not. Because you got to do the walkthrough first. You know what I mean? You got to take measurements. You got to put in your calculator. And not only that, it ain't like you just give them like a quote for some quick one-time job. This is going to be an actual service agreement and everything. So your proposal going to have like the cover sheet, the sales letter, the pricing page to show you how much they're going to pay you every month. And then also the terms of service. So the actual contract that they're going to sign, that 1 year contract. So, but if you ain't walk through it yet, you ain't gonna know how much you're supposed to charge anyway. You don't know if they wanted you to come 1 time a week or 3 times a week. You don't know if the building is 10,000 square feet or 20. You know what I mean? So it's like it's impossible to go in there.
I mean, the idea was to go in there with like, all right, like this is what we gonna do for like the whole building, like everything.
Right? Yeah, no.
They're trying to like hype my head up, but I feel you. Though. You right.
Yeah.
Like
No, you
try
got
to take the easy route. So I guess the next question I gotta say is, what advice is on measuring and stuff like that though? Because I didn't like. That's the thing. I get once I get in the walkthrough, have the conversation, it goes good, and then it's like, all right, we got to do the measurement, but I know that's a long process. I know that kind of messed me up one time, and I kind of had to stop and get back on it though. So I guess what would be the advice on doing the measurements?
So my advice on doing the measurements, and it's funny you asked this because me and my wife was doing, we did 2 walkthroughs here recently, but and I'm like, honestly, bro, I'm not even gonna do measurements no more unless I got 2 people, because it is a lot. Like, unless you one of those people where you just know how to command the room and you gonna control that. It is hard to sit there, control the walkthrough, hold a conversation with the person, take measurements, and write down your measurements all at the same time. You know what I mean? So that's a lot to do. So my advice, honestly, is try to get 2 people. So if both of y'all can go to the walkthroughs, try to. One person take the measurements, the other one do the talking and writing down. And then if you, my other thing is watch this video in the course. So go back to the course, watch this video, and then watch all the other videos about walkthroughs, and then show you how to take the measurements and all of that in here. The last thing I was going to say was don't sweat it if you can't get the measurement. The most important thing is, let's go back here. If you can't get the measurements, it's when you get home and you come to the cat. If you can't get the measurements, do this in your mind or write it down. Every room that you walk into, say, okay, bam, 10 minutes, lobby. Walk in the next room, 10 minutes, bathroom. Next room, 5 minutes, small office. Next room, 20 minutes, kitchen. Like whatever it is, but write down the time you think it's going to take for each one and then add up that time. And then when you get back home to the calculator, add up that total time and put it right here. Now, this is how much time it's going to take every single time that you go to clean. And then obviously this right here is how many days you're going to go per week, and it'll do the math for you. If you can't get the square footage, then it's just at least to know about on average how long you're going to think it's going to take for y'all to do it. And again, these are man hours. So if you know you're going to put 4 people in there and you think it's going to take 1 hour for 4 people to do it, then that's really 4 man hours. If it's going to take 8 hours for 4 people to do it, that's really 2 hours for 4 people to do it, that's really 8 man hours. Does that make sense? Am I messing it up?
Should you use the square measurement versus the hourly rate? Should you base it off the hourly rate first, or how would you recommend that?
Good question. So they both one and the same with my calculator, right? The only thing I'm saying is if you don't get a chance to take measurements, then you can skip the measurement, the square footage, and just estimate. The whole purpose of the taking the square footage is so the calculator can tell you how long it's going to take to clean, because you might not know, because you ain't got a cleaning experience to really know like how long it's going to take to clean the room, right? So that's really plan B, is to guesstimate the time it's going to take to clean. Now, when you've been doing this long enough, guesstimating ain't that bad because you pretty much know how long it's going to take to clean. But since you knew, it's best that if you get the measurements, let's just say the building is 15,000 square feet in carpet, and then they got another 5,000 square feet in hard floor. Now the calculator can tell you, all right, bam, this section going to take you 6 hours. This section going to take you 2.5 hours. They got 12 urinals, mirrors, and sinks in there. You to count those up, and then the total they saying is going to take you about 9 hours to clean that space. So that's why you want the square footage, just so the calculator can tell you how long. But if you don't know how long, then you just get a guess.
Right. Okay.
So, well, quick thing. So going as far as like where it says the amount of workers. So in the sense, if it's just like, so let's say if it's just me and my partner, it's two people though. Would that $20? Would it be like 40, or we still just, we keep it like that? Or
So
how?
Because it's always based on man hours.
Yes,
So
that
this
we,
is just
that we are workers though. Essentially, we workers though. So
excuse me.
it's like in the sense of workers. So we would just still charge the workers $20 an hour for them.
Right, because this is how much you're gonna pay them each per hour. Now the difference, how it's still gonna factor in both of y'all is because of the man hours. So if you put two of y'all in there and it's a 9-hour job, in reality, y'all two gonna only be in there for probably about 4.5 hours instead of the 9. But it's always basing it around one person. That's the best way to put it. That's why we call it man hours, because if it was just hours y'all was in, then it's going off the total hours. But it's really basing it off of the man hours. So that's where it factors in both of y'all, even though we're basing it off of one person right here.
All right. So okay, cool. So in a sense, what if a place that wants you there for like 8 hours though, but that's just more so in terms as like a talk as far as like terms and agreements, even though you don't need to be there.
Nope.
We'll only take
there you go.
4 hours.
There you go. So that's when it changes, and that's typically when that happens. It's usually what they call a day porter. So day porter accounts, they will ask you, "We need you here from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday." Bam. Now you know how many hours they want you there, and they typically tell you how many people they want you there. In that case, you don't use this. You use old-fashioned calculator, and you say 8 times, $32 an hour times 2 people, and then you do that times 5 days a week, and then you do that times 52 weeks in a month. In a year, then divide it by 12, and that's what the monthly price is gonna be. So you basically just do basic math on those because they already told you. This is for when you don't know. You know what I mean? Because like you said,
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like it's like when it comes to commercial cleaning, there is no set time we got to be. They just tell you the task you want done. You come after they close and you clean it, lock the building up when you're done. It don't matter how long you're there. You can do it in 20 seconds for all they care, but you got to do what you said you're gonna do. When it comes to like 7 hours, like a day porter service, and they telling you that you got to be there to a specific time, well then you got to charge them specifically about an hour then.
All right, cool. Since this is a completely new business for us, what advice where would you say for us to go is to, like to study up on like cleaning, any type of cleaning information, as far as like equipment and as far as like just the new thing revolving cleaning and stuff like that, so we can be up to date.
But the next question you just asked was about cleaning, right? So in general in cleaning, so number one is I would say come to the starter course again. Go down to the cleaning section. So where is it? How to perform cleaning service. Definitely check that section out right there. It's going to give you an overview. It's going to talk about restaurant, all of that type of stuff. The other thing is, I know this ain't the funnest advice, but it is what it is. Go work with somebody else. So find people inside the Clean Business Network that might be looking for some subcontractors. Try to subcontract for them, even if you got to take a temporary janitorial job, but just to get that experience. So that would be the 2 ways I would say do it is obviously go through the course. We got some stuff in there, but nothing beats hands-on, right? So get out there, try to sub for another cleaning company just to learn from them.
Can you get hired through subcontracting through Indeed?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, when you post to hire your subcontractors, I recommend you post up there. But there's plenty of those up there.
Yeah, can we sell, like, we can't grow our business through subcontractors, or do you think, or it's better for us to just try to get the contracts a whole?
Yeah. I think, can you grow it? Absolutely, you can grow it out of it. I think that the most important part is going to be whoever you subcontracting for has to be bidding the contracts high enough in order for you to be able to profit while also paying somebody else to do it. Because that's the whole thing. It's like if let's just say, for example, if you bid the jank at 32 an hour, you pay somebody else $20 an hour. The person that you're going to sub under, they can't do that. Because you remember I told you I had 12 on top as a minimum price. If whoever you subbing under, like they got to be charging like 40 an hour. because you got to have enough to go around for you to eat, but then it also got to be enough for your sub to eat too, because they also an entrepreneur as well. You know what I mean? So long term, I don't really like this like subbing into somebody else, but again, it can work as long as that person is bidding high enough for everybody to eat.
Gotcha.
Right.
That's cool.
Okay.
And as far as like any, I know people try to ask us, like, I know when I one-on-one walk through, they'll ask us what type of cleaning tools and stuff, what kind of cleaning solutions, what advice you say for us to study as far as like to find them or just to know what's new.
Yeah. So you said y'all got a starter kit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it came with the odor band, so that's the first thing. And there's a disinfectant, there's an all-purpose cleaner, so let them know that you use an all-purpose disinfectant. It clean. Read the label, you know what I mean. So everything that it do is right there on the label. So if we go, let's look at it right quick. That's the first thing I'm gonna tell you is read and just repeat that out to them. Kind of memorize them key points on that label right there. Where is that? Right here. So you see it do all this. Has a multi-purpose cleaning, 99.9% germs, and then the other thing I was gonna say is SDS. That's one thing I gotta update inside the course because it still has the SDS from what I used to put Simple Green in the kit, but that did cost too much. But if you go on Google, right here, I'm gonna do SDS sheet Odo band. And then you typically, and actually, if I put, here you go right here. I was gonna say put PDF, but there you go right there, the first one that come up. And so if you ever want to educate yourself on anything about any supplies, and actually you're supposed to have this. As a matter of fact, I teach this in the course, but I'm gonna say it again. It's typed in the course. It ain't no video where I say it, so sometimes people overlook it. But you have to have an SDS sheet inside of the janitorial closet for any contracts that you have. You could get fined by shit they catch you not having it. How often does that happen? Not often. It can happen, so be aware of it. Because if they find, typically they're gonna find your customer, and then your customer gonna find you. So just make sure.
Say one more time. We need to have what? Say one more time.
This SDS sheet right here, safety data sheet, and you got to have a copy of that. So they make SDS sheets for every single chemical that's out there. So just make sure that for whatever chemical that you use, have an SDS sheet. And if you go to if you get like, I think Lowe's might even do it too, but for sure, if you go to like a local janitorial supply store to get your chemicals and stuff,
right,
all you got to do is ask them to give you one with it, and they'll give it to you. It's free to get. And like I said, you can always go on Google and print it out yourself, but definitely make sure you keep these in all the janitorial closets for all your customers. And I forgot the original question you asked me about now.
No, just as far as like what where should we go just to figure out the supplies and anything that's new regarding cleaning stuff that, but no, I get what you
just and I think anything when it comes to anything new too far supplies, only thing you really gonna need is one all-purpose disinfectant cleaner, and that's the Odo band. And then like I said, I like Simple Green too. The only reason I like Simple Green better than Odo band is because Simple Green is non-toxic too. And that's rare to find. You can find something that's a disinfectant and non-toxic. So, but you ain't gonna need too much other than that. As long as you got your all-purpose disinfectant cleaner, then you're good, because you can even use that for your floors too if you put it inside your mop bucket. So you got that for cleaning everything. Then I keep a bottle of water just for the glass, because typically most glass you're gonna clean, whether it be mirrors or whether you're cleaning the glass doors, entry doors, it ain't gonna be a lot to clean. So you spot clean a little bit, take your super clean dry rag and just wipe it with that water, and you good. So you got your disinfectant, you got your water, and then maybe some toilet bowl cleaner if you wanted to look nice. Get you some blue toilet cleaner, something like that, just to make the toilet smell good. But really, if you got the all-purpose cleaning, that cleans the toilets too. The blue stuff is just to make it look good and smell good. But you really don't need a lot of different chemicals, like just for basic janitorial. So I mean, I would just promote that. Like, let them know once you pick your all-purpose disinfectant, whether it be Odo Band or whether it be Simple Green, just let them know, yes, this is what we use. It's grade A as a disinfectant. And like I said, just remember them little fun facts from their label, and that's it.
All right, so you just want you to keep it real with us. So our next move, we should just be out going door to door and putting our money up and getting some leads so we can have something coming in so we can start making some money.
That is it, bro. And I'm gonna tell you this too. I say give us no more than 5 more leads with us. If you can't get a walkthrough with us after 5 leads, maybe let's try somebody else. But I know it ain't us, right? Because we got plenty of people that use to get them. And
for sure. If we go with you,
but I do not like to be honest though.
Yeah, but this time we was gonna be like, all right, if we gonna pay the leads, we want them to call, get the point of contact. So like we don't gotta go through the middle, man. I be tired of going up there and they be saying we don't need it, but it's like, damn, we just called you and we set up the whole appointment. Then when we showed up, you got like you don't need it now. So
exactly, and that's something that right there is crazy. So you said y'all even call and confirm before you go, right?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And see, that's the stuff, and then the people that get mad at us, and it's like, well, what you? I mean, that's clearly not us on that part.
We can't really get mad at you though. It's definitely a life lesson, experience. So
yeah, I definitely like. I wasn't really, I wasn't really tripping. I definitely, wanted the experience to go out there. Definitely co-goes. I was actually, got my, able to get the walkthrough. So if we was able to land the contract, we've been like, hey, we're gonna see you in February. But again, like we gonna take it slow. That's the thing. We're not in a rush now.
Right.
So we definitely know that, probably 2-3 months, we're definitely in a different position, though. It's just good because we wanted to have this, like, definitely it's good because we got the numbers down packed, though, for sure, though. You got that, all that was great. So that's what we needed, though. So I know probably now down the line, 2-3 months, though, we definitely be in a different position, though. So,
well, Lord willing, we still can make that Vegas trip, Lord willing.
Yeah, we'll see you
hell yeah. Hopefully we see you there. And two, because I heard you say something that's key. I literally just said something to Bill about that. Make sure that we're talking to the point of contact. So if that's happening, make sure you let us know in the next league so we can replace those for you. Because now that shouldn't be no issue. Like I done been through this a million times with them. You know what I mean? So make sure for sure that we talk to the person that's actually in charge of hiring and not just the front desk person.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Man, I appreciate y'all for coming on though.
Man, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Listen, every single year I host the biggest celebration of the cleaning industry, and that's the Clean Biz Network Conference, y'all. And get ready, get your tickets ASAP before time runs out. Go to www.cbnconference.com and meet me there. We're going to be in Las Vegas, y'all. Las Vegas at the JW Marriott Hotel. Get your tickets. You do not want to miss this event. Every single year it gets bigger and better. The dates are February 28th through March 1st, 2024. And this year, and we got a special guest hosting, y'all. This next conference that will be hosted by none other than Tenacity Academy, y'all. Tenacity Clean, y'all seen them on their YouTube channel. Mrs. Johnson, Miss Tamika, they gonna kill it. They gonna bring that energy. And not only them, we also got some amazing speakers lined up for y'all. I'm talking about Mr. Eric Coffey from GovCon Giants. If you are interested in government contracts, everybody knows Eric Coffey is the man. He is the GOAT of the government contract, y'all. So you definitely want to be there to hear from him. We got Raylan Dunlap from the Hustle Network. Check out our YouTube channel. Massive, all about just hustling and getting to this money, y'all. Shout out to the Cleaning Balls family. Meet DJ The Balls at the Clean Biz Network Conference. We also got Mila, the host keeper, the queen of Airbnb cleaning, y'all. Miss Carolyn Arilano. Y'all already know that she killing it as well in the cleaning space. The legendary Debbie Sardone, who has been the #1 residential cleaning consultant for I don't know how long now. She's probably the best to ever do it in the residential cleaning space. Mr. Mario Kelly, who specializes in stadiums, y'all. If you ever wanted to know how to get those big contracts cleaning the sports stadiums and all of that, you do not want to miss this. Mario Kelly will be there. And we also have the king of client attraction, Mr. Marquil Russell will be in the building. You do not want to miss the event. And we have so many other great speakers as well, too many to name. Not to mention we're going to have breakout sessions. We're going to have special dinners served. It's going to be a black tie affair. We're going to give out awards. I'm telling you, it's going to be so big. Live DJs, you do not want to miss this event. Go to www.cbnconference.com. Get your tickets. Meet me there. Meet my wife. Meet my kids. We all going to be there. Let's get it, y'all.